Hello everyone, and welcome back to SpeakCast English. This is your daily English listening practice podcast, Mini Story English, where we make learning English fun and practical.
We're jumping into renting an apartment. Asking the landlord about rent and utilities today with short, friendly English you can actually use.
It's a big one, Ava. You know, we hear so many stories. Like Alex, who was just about to sign a lease, pen in hand, heart racing.
Oh, the excitement. You found the perfect place.
Exactly. And then the landlord, Mr. Henderson, casually says, "Oh, and there's just a small, one-time convenience fee for setting up the account."
Wait, what? A convenience fee? Andrew, that sounds suspiciously like a hidden fee to me. Alex must have felt a sudden chill, like a bucket of cold water.
Absolutely. That's the exact feeling. And that's precisely what we're talking about today. It's not just about finding a place. It's about asking the right questions, even when it feels a little awkward.
Yes, because sometimes things aren't as clear as they seem on the surface. We're going to dive into a story about Alex's recent apartment hunt and how being brave enough to ask important questions really saved the day.
You know, finding an apartment can be incredibly exciting, like starting a new chapter, but it can also be a bit scary, especially when you're trying to understand all the money parts. It's like a puzzle with missing pieces.
Definitely. It's not just about the monthly rent number you see online, right? There are so many other things to consider, so many potential surprises lurking.
Exactly. So, Alex had been searching for weeks. And I mean weeks. Scrolling through endless listings, visiting places that looked great online but were a disaster in person. It was getting really frustrating.
Oh, I know that feeling. You start to lose hope, thinking you'll never find anything.
Totally. Alex was almost ready to give up. But then, one evening, a perfect apartment popped up online. It was bright, had a great location near Alex's work, and the rent seemed incredibly reasonable for the area.
Oh, that's always a fantastic feeling, finding the one after so much searching. Like a ray of sunshine after a long storm.
It really is. Alex felt a surge of hope, a real burst of excitement. This could be it, Alex thought. But then, almost immediately, the nerves started to kick in.
Why nervous, Andrew? The rent sounded good, the location was perfect. What was the catch?
Well, the online listing just said, rent, $1,200. That was it. It didn't mention anything at all about utilities. No details, no estimates. Just a blank space.
Ah, the utilities. That's a huge one. Electricity, water, gas for heating, internet, those can really add up and turn an affordable rent into something much more expensive.
Exactly. Alex knew this was crucial. What if the basic rent was affordable, but then the utilities made it totally out of budget? It's like buying a car and forgetting to ask about the gas mileage.
That's such a common problem. Many people, especially first-time renters, forget to ask about that up front. They just see the rent and think, great.
So, Alex, being smart, sent an email right away to inquire and set up a viewing. A few days later, Alex went to see the place. And guess what? The apartment was even better in person. It had huge windows, a modern kitchen. Alex absolutely loved it.
That's wonderful. So, did Alex meet the landlord then, or was it just a showing with an agent?
Yes, the landlord himself, Mr. Henderson, was there. He was a friendly, older man, seemed nice enough, but he also seemed a little bit rushed. Like he had 5 other appointments right after Alex's.
Oh, a busy landlord. That can make it really hard to ask questions, right? You feel like you're taking up their precious time.
It absolutely can. Alex felt a bit awkward, a little hesitant. The apartment was so nice, so perfect, Alex didn't want to make a bad impression by asking too many questions about money right away. It's a delicate balance.
I totally understand that feeling. You want to seem easygoing, like a great tenant, but you also need to protect yourself and your wallet. It's a classic dilemma.
Precisely. Alex walked through the apartment, trying to imagine living there, placing furniture, drinking coffee on the small balcony. Everything felt right, felt like home.
But that big, nagging question about the utilities was still buzzing in Alex's mind, like a persistent fly.
Yes, exactly. As they finished the tour, Mr. Henderson smiled, looking at his watch again, and said, "So, what do you think? Are you interested in moving forward? I have another viewing in 15 minutes."
The moment of truth. The pressure cooker. What did Alex do? Did Alex just nod and say yes?
Alex took a deep breath. This was it. The decision point. "Yes, Mr. Henderson," Alex said, trying to sound confident. "I really like the apartment. It's perfect, actually."
Good start. Always give positive feedback first. It builds a good rapport.
"Great," he said, his smile widening as he pulled out a stack of papers from his briefcase. "I can get the lease ready for you today. We can sign it right now if you'd like."
Wow, fast. That really puts pressure on Alex to decide quickly, doesn't it? It's like he's trying to rush Alex into signing.
A lot of pressure. Alex's heart was beating a bit faster. This was a big decision, not just a quick purchase. Alex felt a little sweat on the palms.
So, what did Alex say? Did Alex just agree and sign on the dotted line?
No. Alex remembered our advice. Alex knew it was important to be clear and get all the facts. So, Alex gathered all the courage, took another deep breath, and said, "Before we do that, Mr. Henderson, I just have a couple of questions about the rent and other costs."
Good for Alex. That takes real courage, especially when someone is clearly trying to rush you. I would have been so nervous.
Mr. Henderson paused, his hand still on the stack of papers. He looked at his watch again, a little more obviously this time. "Sure, what is it?" he asked, his tone a tiny bit less friendly.
Oh, the watch looking is definitely not a good sign. It's like he's saying, "Hurry up," without actually saying it.
Alex felt a little intimidated, but pushed through the discomfort. "Is the rent all inclusive?" Alex asked, trying to keep the voice steady.
That's the perfect phrase to use. Direct, clear, and gets straight to the point. No beating around the bush.
Mr. Henderson blinked, a slight frown on his face. "All inclusive?" he repeated, as if he hadn't heard the term before. "Oh, no, not usually. The $1,200 is just for the apartment itself. That's the base rent."
See? That's exactly why you have to ask. If Alex hadn't, that $1,200 would have quickly become much more.
Exactly. Alex then followed up, "Okay, I understand. Could you please break down the costs for the utilities? Like, what's included and what's separate?"
Another excellent question. Getting a detailed list, not just a vague answer. That's key.
Mr. Henderson sighed a little, a small, almost inaudible sound. He put his papers down on the kitchen counter, finally giving Alex his full attention. "All right, let's see," he said, pulling out a small notebook. "Electricity is separate, of course. That's usually around $50 to $70 a month, depending on your usage and the season."
Okay, that's helpful to know. So, already we're looking at $1,250 to $1,270.
"Water and trash are usually combined," he continued, flipping a page in his notebook. "That's about $30 a month, fixed rate."
So, an extra $80 to $100 already, on top of the rent. And that's before internet.
"Right. And then," he said, "internet and cable, you'll need to set that up yourself with a provider of your choice. We don't include that."
So, that's another bill, probably another $50 to $80. This is getting complicated, and the total is climbing fast.
It is. Alex was mentally adding everything up, trying to keep track. "And what about heating and cooling?" Alex asked, remembering that some places have separate gas bills for heating.
Another smart question. In some places, those can be the most expensive utilities, especially in extreme weather.
Mr. Henderson replied, "The heating is electric, so that's part of your electricity bill. Cooling is also electric, of course, with the air conditioning unit."
Okay, so that means the electricity bill could be much higher in summer or winter, depending on how much Alex uses the AC or heating. It's not a flat $50 to $70.
Exactly. Alex felt a bit overwhelmed by all the numbers, but also incredibly glad to be getting all this information before signing anything.
It's so much better to know now than to get a huge surprise bill later and realize you can't afford the place. That's a nightmare scenario.
Then Alex asked the final crucial question, the one that had been nagging from the very beginning. Are there any hidden fees I should be aware of, Mr. Henderson? Anything else that's not included?
Oh, that's the one. That's the question I would be most nervous to ask, because it implies a lack of trust. But it's so necessary.
Mr. Henderson looked a bit surprised by the directness of the question. He paused for a moment, looking at Alex, then at his notebook, then back at Alex.
What did he say? Was there something? Did he try to deny it?
He cleared his throat, a little awkwardly. Well, he started, not really hidden fees, per se. He emphasized, hidden. But there's a standard security deposit, of course, equal to 1 month's rent. That's normal everywhere.
Okay, a security deposit is totally normal. That's expected.
And, he continued, a little faster this time, a one-time administrative fee of $50 for processing the lease and setting up your account.
Aha. There it is. The convenience fee, or administrative fee. The very thing that started our story. If Alex hadn't asked, that would have been a nasty surprise.
Alex felt a little jolt, a small internal, aha, moment. If Alex hadn't asked, that $50 would have been a complete surprise on signing day, when it's much harder to say no.
That's exactly what happened to my friend. She found out about a move-in fee only when she was literally signing the papers. She felt totally trapped.
Alex thanked Mr. Henderson for clarifying everything, making sure to sound polite and appreciative. Mr. Henderson seemed a bit less rushed after he had explained it all, almost relieved that Alex had asked.
So, how did Alex feel after getting all this information? Was it still the perfect apartment?
Relieved, honestly. The total cost, including the estimated utilities and that administrative fee, was a bit higher than just the $1,200, but it was still comfortably within Alex's budget. And Alex felt so much more confident, so much more in control.
That's the key, isn't it? Knowing exactly what you're getting into, with no nasty surprises down the line. It's about peace of mind.
Yes. Alex learned that day that it's always better to ask, even if you feel a little awkward or uncomfortable in the moment. Clear communication prevents big, expensive problems later.
What a great lesson for Alex, and for our listeners too. It's so important to use precise language when talking about money, especially when it comes to renting.
Absolutely. And that brings us perfectly to our language breakdown section. We used 3 super useful phrases in Alex's story today that are perfect for these kinds of situations.
Let's start with the first one Alex used. All-inclusive. Andrew, can you explain what that means in simple terms?
Sure. When something is all-inclusive, it means that the price you see includes absolutely everything. There are no extra charges, no hidden costs. It's one price for the whole package.
That makes perfect sense. It's one price for everything, no surprises. Can you give us another example of when you might hear all-inclusive?
Of course. You might see an advertisement for a vacation package that says, "Our Caribbean resort is all-inclusive. Flights, hotel, all your meals, drinks, and even daily activities are covered in one price."
Nice. So, it's about convenience and knowing your total cost up front. For our English learners, a common mistake might be saying, all included, instead of all inclusive. While all included is grammatically okay in some contexts, all inclusive is a specific adjective for a price or package that covers everything. It's more formal and precise.
That's a great point, Ava. All inclusive is definitely the more natural and specific term for this kind of situation, especially when talking about prices or services.
Let's try a shadowing moment for this phrase. Andrew, can you say it slowly, then naturally?
Sure. Is the rent all-inclusive? Slowly.
Now naturally.
Is the rent all-inclusive?
Great. Listeners, please repeat after us. Our second phrase was, break down the costs. Andrew, what does it mean to break down the costs?
To break down the costs means to explain or list all the individual parts that make up a total price. You're asking for a detailed itemization, like a list of ingredients in a recipe, but for money.
So, you want to see what each part costs separately, not just one big number. You want to understand where every dollar is going.
Exactly. Like when Alex asked the landlord to list electricity, water, and other utilities separately. It helps you understand the total and budget properly.
Can you give us another example of when you might use this phrase?
Imagine you're buying a new computer from a store. You might ask the salesperson, "Could you please break down the costs for me? I want to see the price for the computer itself, the software, and the extended warranty separately."
That's very clear. It helps you decide if you really need each item. For our English learners, a common mistake might be to say, "Open the costs," or simply, "Explain the costs," which is understandable, but "break down the costs" is much more precise and common for listing individual items that make up a total.
Yes, break down really emphasizes the idea of separating the items to see their individual values. It's a very common business and financial term.
Let's try shadowing. Andrew, slowly please.
Could you break down the costs? Slowly?
And naturally.
Could you break down the costs?
Excellent. Our third and final phrase for today was hidden fees. Andrew, what exactly are hidden fees?
Hidden fees are extra charges or costs that are not clearly advertised or explained up front. They might surprise you later, often when you're about to pay or sign something important. They're often intentionally kept quiet.
Like that administrative fee Alex almost missed. That's a perfect example. They weren't going to tell Alex until the last minute.
Exactly. Companies sometimes try to sneak them in, hoping you won't notice or won't want to back out at the last moment.
Can you give us another example of hidden fees that people often encounter?
Oh, definitely. You might book a cheap flight online, thinking you got a great deal. But then, at the airport, they charge you extra for your luggage, for choosing your seat, and even for printing your boarding pass. Those were hidden fees, if they weren't clear and obvious when you booked.
That happens so often. It's so frustrating. For our English learners, a common mistake could be saying, fees hidden, or fees behind. Also, hidden implies they were intentionally not shown, not just something you didn't notice. It suggests a bit of dishonesty.
That's a good distinction. Hidden fees implies a bit of a trick, a deliberate attempt to obscure the full price. It's not just an oversight.
Let's try our shadowing moment. Slowly, Andrew.
Are there any hidden fees? Slowly.
And naturally.
Are there any hidden fees?
Perfect. So, today Alex learned the importance of asking clear, direct questions, even when it feels a little uncomfortable or when someone is trying to rush you. It's always better to be informed than to be surprised by unexpected costs.
Absolutely. That confidence Alex gained from asking those questions, from standing firm, is invaluable. It's a huge step in Alex's journey to becoming a savvy renter and a confident English speaker.
So, for our comment challenge today, we want you to use one of our phrases. All-inclusive, break down the costs, or hidden fees.
Tell us about a time you had to ask about costs, or maybe you discovered some unexpected fees that almost caught you off guard.
Or perhaps you found an amazing, all-inclusive deal that saved you a lot of money. We absolutely love hearing your stories and how you use these phrases in real life.
Tomorrow, Alex faces a new challenge, a much lighter one, at a local coffee shop. There's a small misunderstanding about an order, and it's a bit embarrassing.
Oh no. A coffee shop mishap. We can't wait to hear how Alex handles that. Sounds like a relatable situation for many of us.
Thank you so much for listening and practicing English with us today. Your dedication makes a real difference.
Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment with your favorite phrase from today. We read every single one.
Before we finish, let's do a quick recap of today's main ideas and the most useful phrases. Remember, practice makes perfect.
Pick one or two expressions and try them in real life today, even in a very short conversation. Don't be afraid to use your new English skills.
Thank you for listening today. We hope this mini story helped you practice real English in a fun and engaging way. You've been listening to SpeakCast English. Thanks for practicing with us, and see you next time on SpeakCast English.